Hello everyone, this is Pallavi Mohanty. So today I am going to talk about the topic laws and principles of forensic science. So before talking about the laws and principles of forensic science, I would like to tell what is a forensic science. A forensic science, if we divide the word forensic and science, what is forensic? Forensic is a Latin word, is a forensis, which is serving, which is related to the court of law. And if we tell about the science which is related to the forensic, right, it's the science which we are talking about is natural science, is the basic science. So if we combine these two words like forensic and science, it is the forensic science is the use of the natural science applications and principles to resolve a legal conflicts. A legal conflicts can be in the form of criminal cases or civil cases. Now if we talk about the principles and the laws of forensic science, the first principle is the Locard's principle, or we also say it as law of exchange. So Locard's principle, this principle was invented or given by a very great pioneer of forensic science is Edmund Locard. Okay, he stated that a perpetrator of a crime will always bring something into the crime scene and leave something from it. Like, for an example, if a perpetrator is coming to commit a murder of a person who is living inside a house, right, it is highly said that it is highly true, even it's true, that even if he is coming to commit a murder, he brings something with him which he leaves in the crime scene. It's like his fingerprints, like some sort of footprints. He may leave unknowingly, he will leave that those prints or the evidences in the crime scene, and unknowingly he may also carry something from the crime scene with him. Like, it may be the reason, it may be the cause that he may exhibit the nail, like certain kind of fibers, certain kind of soil or blood or the skin cells of the victim in his fingers or in nails. It might be the case, you never know, but it is highly said that if a person is coming to commit a crime, he or she always leaves something and takes something from the crime scene unknowingly. This is what the Locard's principle or the law of exchange states. Now, the second is law of individuality. Like it states that every individual, it's whether it is natural or man-made, has a distinct quality or characteristics which is not duplicated in any other form. It states that every individual is unique in its state. Everything is unique. Like we take the example of fingerprint. It is very unique in nature. Like it is said that no two fingerprints are similar in nature. Like in the same way, every evidence is unique in its nature, and it's our job to find its uniqueness. Now the third law is the law of progressive change. We know that everything changes with the passage of time. Same goes with the evidences also. If the crime scene is preserved for a long period of time, everything, the evidences starts to degrade. Suppose we take the example of the biological evidences. After the commission of the crime, if it is the interval, if the large interval is there between the collection and the commission of the crime, the samples, the evidence will start to degrade. It will be of no use, right? After degradation, it is of no use. So, law of progressive change. Everything changes with the passage of time. So, it is highly recommended that after the commission of crime, the evidences, the samples should be collected as soon as possible. Now, the fourth type of law is the law of comparison. Now, this law states that likes should be compared with likes. Now, let's take an example. If it is the evidence that we have collected is blood. So the blood sample should be collected for the other person. If we want to take the control sample, then the blood should be collected with the blood only for the control. Now if we are collecting a fiber sample of red color, we need to collect the control sample, which is used to compare its origin, which is used to compare whether the two evidence are really connected to each other or not. For the control sample, we need to collect the like samples, and the likes should be like analyzed with the likes only. If a blood is compared, if a blood is analyzed, then the blood should be analyzed for the comparison only. Likes should be compared with likes only. And the next law is law of analysis. This states that the collection of correct samples and their preservation is better for analysis. The proper sample or the evidences that is collected should be appropriate, and proper preservation is done so as to ensure that the analysis which is done is an appropriate one, so that we can rely upon it. Next is the law of probability. All the identification of the analysis or identification of the evidence that we do in the lab are definite or indefinite, are made consciously or unconsciously on the basis of probability. Like all the analysis, all the identification, all the whatever the identification is done, it's basically done on the basis of probability. Everything is of probability, nothing is of 100% assurance. So everything is based on probability in the field of forensic science. And the last law is law of circumstantial fact. Now it is very true that someone has stated that facts can never lie, but men can. Facts can never lie, but men can. So facts, that is the facts that is related to the case, the facts that are related to the evidences can never lie. But even if a man can lie, and man always lie, right? So this law is highly recommended for the oral evidences or oral testimony. When a person is giving an oral testimony in the court of law, this law of circumstantial fact is taken into consideration. So with this we have completed the laws and the principles of forensic science, right? So these are the basic thing of the forensic science that every personnel of the forensic, every student of the forensic should know, like before entering into the field of forensic science, because these are the principles which we used to implement when we do the analysis of the evidences and when we produce that evidences and its report in the court of law. So with this, I complete my presentation. Thank you.